Happy Saturday, everyone! It's Facebook
Live,
Live.
Facebook Live. That's true. This is our fifth one, fourth one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right. Yeah, and we are on time today, Rob.
yeah.
We've
That's
been,
rare.
yeah,
That's rare, but good.
yeah,
We're in Las Vegas again,
yes,
and we love being here. It's a
yep,
little warm,
right,
but we love the office here, and a lot of people have been here.
right,
Right, we do
yeah,
personal consultations
yeah,
here. It's just a great place to be,
yep.
and we look forward to seeing people here at the office.
Yeah, and we have people actually saying good morning to us, Rob. Good morning to JE. JE is our one of our Suki. You know what Suki means?
Suki,
Suki.
Suki. That sounds
Not Suki. Suki.
Sounds Japanese. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Suki is like a um
Maybe you don't know.
yeah, maybe I don't know. It's like a huh?
A loyal customer.
Yes.
Okay.
Loyal customer.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Welcome to our Sukis. Right? I don't know.
okay. Well, yeah.
We're trying. We're trying.
Mhm. From Texas, Lelaine Green, good morning. Happy to
Oh,
see you
Lelaine, always
here.
good to see
Yeah.
Lelaine. Right?
Yeah. Rodelisa, these are our Suki.
Oh,
Thank
good.
you so much. We're happy to be with you
Yeah,
guys.
absolutely.
And shout out to our director from the Philippines,
Mm-hmm.
Rodeline.
Oh, yeah.
She's
Rhoda.
sick, but she's still
Working.
make sure.
She's sick and she's working. She's a hardworking individual, and we want to say for Adrian, who's here on set, kind of
Exactly.
our
Yeah.
director here, and
Mhm.
Ate, right,
Yeah.
who does
Who
our
does the
flowers
flowers.
and does other things as well.
And also prepared this for us.
Mhm.
We have coffee and cherries for
Yeah,
today.
you need to drink some coffee because you're just a little behind a little bit. Yeah.
I'll catch up, Robert.
Okay.
I'll catch up. Okay, so just as usual, we will have some games for you guys,
Mhm.
and we're excited about that.
Yeah.
The two games that we have, Rob, that we
Yeah.
prepared is actually depending on, I mean, it is based on the discussion that we will be having today.
Okay.
You know, it's not a test, but it's like, we just wanted to make sure that you guys pick up some good information from today's topic, which is investing,
Yeah.
right? And then you have a good news for people that will not win initially on the
Well, we tried this
the
last
game.
time.
Yeah.
So the person that gets the answer first
Yeah.
wins
Mhm.
automatically, and those that get the right answer, we do a raffle, put them
Mhm.
in a raffle so
Yeah.
that they can win.
Right.
Yeah.
And we'll pick one
Have
winner.
a chance to win.
Yes. So it doesn't mean that one already typed up the right question, the right answer. It doesn't mean that you need to stop because someone wins already.
Mhm.
If you keep sending the right answer, then
Mhm.
automatically you will be
You're
included
entered
on
into
the
the
raffle.
raffle,
Yes. Right. To
That's
win $50.
$50.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we'll have games, and then anyone who will stay in this experience through the end,
Mhm.
hopefully they will listen to us and be
Mhm.
here
Yeah.
through the end, will also be in a raffle to chance
Mhm.
to win $50. And
Yeah.
we will pick up two people.
Yeah, we're going to
Mhm.
try to have some fun as we talk about some things that are going on in the economy and
Yeah.
investing in that
Right.
economy.
Yeah.
Yes.
While we are learning, we just wanted to, have some fun. And then the games that we posted, I think a week or 2 weeks ago, the video that you saw from Robert. Congratulations, you have a lot of viewers, Robert.
I got a big family.
The introduction on the topic today, if you did all those steps, like you liked the video and you shared it, and what else do they need to do? Post it in their Facebook account, then you are automatically entitled to be on a raffle, and that will be the main
Yeah.
event, $100 for that person that will win.
Yeah, we like running raffles.
Mhm.
It's fun. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So, oh my gosh,
Get a
Rob,
little coffee.
we have a
Get a
lot.
little coffee.
Yeah, we have a lot. Oh, Carlos, hi, Mouse. Love to see Nels
Oh,
here,
yeah.
our producer
Hi, guys.
from California.
Yep. A
Thank
lot
you
of
for
people.
coming.
I don't have my glasses, but I can see them. Yeah. We need to
Right.
get started.
I know, but we wanted to show what's happening out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rob, so maybe people are asking, why are you guys talking about investing and yet the economic news out there are all negative?
Yeah, it's interesting because the news does pick up on the negative things out there. But Warren Buffett's a great investor, right? So
Mhm.
he buys when other people are not buying,
Yeah.
and he sells when other people are not selling, right?
Mhm.
So sometimes you got to do a few things a little bit counter to
Mhm.
the market, right?
Mhm.
Or to what everyone else is doing. And for a lot of people, if they invest at the right time and they're the trailblazers,
Mhm.
right? And we're going to talk about some creative ways. They're the ones that come out on top
Mhm.
when things start to pick up again, right?
Right, right. So, and we said that for every season, there
Mm-hmm.
is opportunity. And we can feel already that we are in a slow season of the economy,
Mm-hmm.
right? And everyone
Starting
else,
to,
yeah,
yeah.
even Yellen
Mm-hmm.
already said that now she believes that there will be a recession, right?
Well, let's explain who Janet Yellen is.
Janet
She's the
Yellen,
treasurer of the United
right?
States, and what she says has a lot to,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of sway with
Mm-hmm.
the economy. Yeah.
Right. So I mean, and we think that there is an opportunity in this time of
Mm-hmm.
slow economy.
Yeah.
But why don't we uh, show what investment really means is? So when we say we wanted to invest, what does that mean? What is investment means?
What does it mean to invest?
Well, actually, so here it says an investment is an asset or item acquired with the goal of generating income or appreciation. Again, I just wanted to say that the game has something to do with the discussion right now. Okay, so please pay attention to
Mm-hmm.
this. So
Okay.
again, an investment is an asset or item acquired with a goal of generating income or appreciation. And then
Mm-hmm.
the other meaning is the action or process of investing money for profit. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, right? When you
Yeah.
invest money, you're expecting a return to your
Mm-hmm.
investment, which is
Yeah.
the profit.
Mm-hmm.
And then an asset acquired or invested in to build wealth. An asset acquired or invested in to build wealth.
Mm-hmm.
So can we go back to the first one to the first meaning of investment,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it says here the goal of generating income or appreciation.
Mm-hmm.
Rob, we've been doing this discussion for more
Mm-hmm.
than a decade
Yeah.
now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen people hanging on to a property with a negative cash flow,
Mm-hmm.
and their hope is just on the appreciation side of the
Mm-hmm.
investment.
Right.
So when we say appreciation, what does that mean? The appreciation is like when I buy this pencil for $1
Mm-hmm.
after a
You pay too
year.
much, by the way, but go ahead.
Wait, uh, please
Oh,
listen to what I'm
okay.
trying to
Okay.
say. Okay, so if I buy this for, let's say, $1, and as an investment, so my goal is to see this appreciating in value, right? So maybe after a month or two or a year or two,
Mm-hmm.
this $1 will become $1.50,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I mean, that is the appreciation. How much the value of your investment went up from your original investment. So that is the appreciation.
And there's two components, right?
Mhm.
So you made a good point. One point was that you said that some people invest in real estate and they do it for appreciation only. So they may have a negative cash flow,
Mhm.
right? You don't want to hold those properties right now,
Mhm.
right? Because not only can you see maybe a small reduction in
Mhm.
your value, if you're in a negative position, you're getting a double whammy, right?
Yeah.
You should always try to be cash flow positive,
Right.
right?
Right.
I do know, right, that people do sometimes invest and they think properties do go up, and they sometimes that's true, and
Mhm.
they win. But
Yeah.
in general, you need to have the income side positive and the appreciation positive.
Right.
But one or the if we're in an economy where it's kind of topsy turvy, you need at least one to
Yeah.
be positive,
Right.
right?
Right. Right.
And so right now you need your income definitely to be positive while we're
Mhm.
waiting for rates to go to the top
Mhm.
and appreciations to go back up.
Right. So, most of the people, their investments are in their home,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we will come back to this. Why home, owning a
Mm-hmm.
property? Home ownership is a number one best investment that we can do to
Mm-hmm.
ourselves. And then some people, when we are working, we have 401k, right?
Yeah, so for retirement.
For retirement. And then if you are not working with that company anymore, then your 401k will be converted into a retirement funds, right? I mean, you can move that from one custodian to the other. There are people who have CDs, they will put money in the bank and cannot touch that
Yeah.
because it will earn
And
interest.
get interest. Yeah.
Yeah. And then stocks and bonds, those are the normal where
Mhm.
our retirement funds goes. But because of all of these things that's happening, right, sometimes you will think, oh my gosh, I've heard a lot from clients that I lost a lot of money from stocks, and it's hard to watch on
Mhm.
how, because of the
Yeah.
unstable stocks
They go up
market
and
that we
down
have.
quickly.
Right. Yeah. And so let's go back to why our own home where we live in is the best investment that we can ever do.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just now starting out investing, your first
Mhm.
investment, in my opinion,
Mhm.
should be your personal residence. And the very reason is
Mhm.
number one, it has a huge effect on your life, right?
Right.
Because
Everyone needs a shelter.
they need a shelter
Mhm.
and so forth. But the other thing is when that property goes up in value,
Mhm.
there's some special tax sort of
Benefits,
exclusions,
yeah.
benefits for personal residence,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So if you're single, if you
Mhm.
and your house goes up 250,000 and you sell, that 250,000 is tax free. You never pay taxes on it.
250,000
For
for single.
single, married is 500.
Yep,
So
$500,000.
yeah, not $500.
Well, I just
Yeah,
wanted to make
yeah.
sure.
Anyway,
Yeah,
that is
$500,000
tax
tax-free
free money.
money.
There are no other investments out there where you can get a gain like that and have tax free,
Yeah.
not tax deferred. There's a
Tax
difference.
free,
There's a
yes.
difference. Tax free. You never have to pay taxes on it.
Right. And aside from that, every month that we pay our interest payment
Mm-hmm.
and the property taxes,
Mm-hmm.
those are tax deductible. And that is the best deductible we can ever have to minimize our
Taxes.
income
Yeah,
tax,
that's
right?
true.
So, I mean, it's very beneficial. That's why if you own a home right now, well, you did a great job because that is the best investment that you can ever have.
Actually, those people that bought a few years ago, over 2 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and they have a run in appreciation,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe we're not to talk about it right now, but you and rate, appreciation values might drop a little bit. You might want to protect that equity and do some things and so forth. So you need to discuss that too, because you've gained.
Yeah.
It's tax free.
Mm-hmm.
If you sold at these higher values, that would be tax free.
I know.
Those are some aggressive moves.
Yes.
But if your home is not the home of your
It's
future,
not. Yeah.
then
Right.
you might want to consider selling.
And actually, we have a scenario that we would like to talk about. That it's a real scenario of a client who did exactly what you said. That the value of their own home went up,
Yep.
and now they are positioning themselves into a long-term solution to their financial situation.
Yeah.
You know, I'm excited to share that information.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think before that, we will go to games. We have
So
a
the
game.
first game.
Yeah, the first game. Okay. So the first game is fill in the blank.
If you were listening to our discussion, you should be
You
able
will
to
know
answer
this.
this. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
If you weren't, be a good guesser.
Yeah, I just
you
guessed.
might still win. Yeah.
All right. So the first question is, an investment is an asset or item acquired with the goal of generating blank or blank. Again, an investment is an asset or item acquired with the goal of generating blank or blank. Go.
So while they're filling this out, now we got kind of an issue because there's two answers.
Yeah.
What if someone got one right answer and not the other one? Are they still in the raffle?
I don't know.
I say yes.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Yep. We cannot say who's the winner, Rob, because we are not paying attention on who came in first. So we will. Adrian actually is the one who is watching that.
Did anyone? I don't have
Yeah,
my
I saw a
glasses.
lot of people.
A lot
I
of
saw a
people
lot of
answered.
people
Okay.
have the right answer. And just keep answering, because if you did not win the first time, I mean, you will be
the horn blew, so
Oh.
you have to have your answers in. So
Okay, while Adrian is working.
a lot of answers.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I'm so happy. There's a lot of people participating.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the next can I go to the next one?
You should say what the answer is.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. The answer is income or appreciation. Yay!
Yeah.
We put that back on the meaning of investment.
So the first person that got both answers right is an automatic winner.
$50.
$50. If you got one of those answers right, you're in the raffle.
Wow, Rob, you're so
I'm
generous.
so generous today. I
Drink
feel
more coffee.
I
Yay.
feel so
So
generous.
meaning if your answer is income, you're in the raffle. If your answer is appreciation only, you're in the raffle. If it's income or appreciation, you're in the raffle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone's in the raffle.
Oh, we have the winner? Oh, wait. Who's the winner? Blake Cruz. Wow.
Blake Cruz.
Blake Cruz,
Congratulations,
congratulations.
Blake. Very good. Quick
Yeah.
fingers.
Yeah.
Quick fingers.
Oh, yeah. To type
That's a
those
lot
two
of
words.
that's a lot of letters.
I know. So this one is short.
Yeah.
The second one is short. Okay. Are we ready? Blank is the best investment that you can ever you can do to yourself. Again, blank is the best investment that you can do to yourself.
That you can make.
That you can make.
Yeah.
Go.
The game begins in 3, 2, 1.
Did everyone understand the question? It was a little.
Why? Say it. What is the question?
Blank is the
best
best investment
investment
that you
Can do to yourself.
do to yourself.
Do to yourself, or that you can make. Investment that you can make. Clue, because of the tax benefits surrounding that investment.
Oh, we're giving clues.
Oh, okay. Yes.
We got a lot of answers.
Yeah, they're all right. Almost all of them
Okay.
are right answers.
Let's see who was the quickest.
Yeah. So the answer is home. Your
Personal
home.
residence.
Personal residence. Your
Or
home.
home.
Yeah.
Personal home.
Home or personal residence or your own property.
Where you
Where
live,
you live.
because if that's different from an investment
That's
property.
correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. Yeah. Whew,
Did we get a winner?
congratulations. Congratulations to the winner.
And the winner, who is the winner?
Who is the winner?
No one won. No one got that answer.
Yeah.
Oh, we did. I see a lot of good
Yeah,
answers.
yep. I do too.
Oh.
Okay. So, I mean, again, owning a property, owning your own home where you live
Personal
in,
residence.
personal residence, there's a huge benefit for doing that. The interest payment and the property taxes are tax deductible, which reduce your income tax. And then if you're single, you can earn up to 250,000 tax-free money, or if you're married, it's up to $500,000.
But two partners that are unmarried each get 250.
Yeah.
So you could still get 500 on
Right.
the same property.
Yeah, because we have those scenarios,
Yeah.
right, where they're not
They're
married,
not
but
officially married.
they're
Yeah.
people
They're like
partnering,
partners.
yeah, partner living in the house.
Yeah.
So we have a winner. It's 𝐤𝐞𝐄𝐄 Jonathan James.
Wow, very
I'm
good.
guessing his name is Jonathan. Congratulations, Jonathan.
Congratulations.
I think Jonathan is also one of our Suki.
Mm-hmm.
You learned something today, Rob.
I did.
Okay, so
I did.
as we promised, we wanted to talk about a scenario of our client who actually doing this good investing. So they own a home.
Mm-hmm.
She needs to retire early because
Personal residence.
they
Yeah.
own a home, yeah, personal residence, because well, not because, but she retired early. She's just on her 50s,
Mm-hmm.
and she needs to retire early because of medical issues. And then the husband is already retired and
Okay.
then did a part-time job, right? So they are basically on a fixed income.
Mm-hmm.
And they have some unsecured debt, which is the credit card debts,
Mm-hmm.
with the high, obviously, interest rate, 24 to 26, 27%, right? If you don't pay in full every month, and they're just paying minimum. And then they have a car loan too,
Okay.
which is on a 7+%. So they came and said, what can they do to better up their finances? Because she's a little worried, right? Right now, they're struggling financially. When we look at the property, it looks like she have enough equity on the property to pay off all of the debt and be able to reduce their monthly expenses. So that's a good benefit to refinance in this higher interest rate, because at the end of the day, will by refinancing today, will that reduce your cash
Yeah.
flow, right? And on their scenario, yes, it will improve their cash flow. But hear this, Rob, when we did an appraisal, the appraisal came back low.
Mm.
And so you can tell that there's already shifting in the market, right? So make the long story short, the house that they live in right now is really not an ideal home for them because of her condition. It's a 2-story. Her condition, she's having a hard time getting on the second floor.
Okay.
And so they said, you know what, Miss Ning, I think we're ready to explore. And they wanted to buy a single family home.
Mm-hmm.
And when I run the numbers again to see what's going to happen if they were to sell and to buy, but I told her, we need to stick on the goal, paying up all the debt,
Yeah.
reduce your monthly expenses, and go to a house where you can see yourself living there for the rest of your life, or not even for the rest of their, like 10 years or more, right? And they're all good to step that, to do that step of selling their property, using all the equity that they have to pay off all the debt and get a mortgage payment that is, it's their overall monthly expenses will be reduced by moving to another property, and that property is a 1-level house where she will be comfortable doing. So I think the investment that they did on their primary residence is now their seed money to be able to, move to a better housing situation and a cash flow situation.
Yeah, it's always hard to make moves or
Mhm.
changes, but
Mhm.
sometimes when you do things like that, you do some creative things, especially when you have high interest rates
Yeah.
and those dark clouds of credit cards and
Mhm.
high car payments
Yeah.
are not things you want to take into a slowing of the economy.
Mhm.
You should almost do anything you can to relieve yourself of that, because if we do hit a recession
Mhm.
and it's unclear whether we will or we won't,
Mhm.
there is slowing going on.
Mhm.
And if you have unsecured debt, that is so painful.
Right.
Painful. And as you see your equity go down and
Mhm.
your debt staying.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just got to do things. Now, for them, their house, obviously, right,
Yeah.
was not perfect
Mhm.
for them. So
Yes.
easier for them to make it.
Mhm.
But even then, you just need to kind of prepare, right? Because
Yeah.
there's buying opportunities. And so you don't want to, oh, we got a bill, right? Was that a bill? Oh,
No.
no bill. Just in my head, I guess. You need to take some,
Yeah.
some action
Mhm.
and get prepared for, any kind of slowing.
Yeah. Well, actually, she mentioned to me that it probably they came to us earlier
Mhm,
during the year. Maybe the
mhm,
property value will be great, and they can still do refinancing.
Yeah, absolutely. We invest today in real estate, and we have some pretty good information to share with you. We have some creative ways. Is it a good time? I think it might be, but join us and you'll find out.
That in October 1981, our interest rate here in America is 18.63%. I can't imagine that.
Yeah, I remember. I mean, I was in college,
Mhm.
right? My freshman year. No, actually, I was in college then, and I can tell you, I remember when that was all going on. Ronald Reagan was
Mhm.
becoming president,
Yeah.
and it was a very difficult time. We had high inflation from the 70s,
Mhm.
and so we had to raise the rates
Yeah.
like we're doing right now to
Mhm.
fight inflation
Mhm.
and to kill off, that inflation, because that's bad. And we raised them to 18%.
Mhm.
And then just on a 30-year decline from 18%.
Right. And you said that you bought your home and your interest
My
rate.
first home,
Yeah.
1987,
Mm-hmm.
right? I was 17 years old. And I
Lie.
bought a home. And at the time, there were double-digit interest rates, but
Mhm.
rates had dropped from 18,
Mm-hmm.
and they were hovering in the 10 to 11,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And I struck a deal at 9.5%. I thought
You're
I
so
was
happy.
I thought I was a genius, right?
Yeah.
I'm working out at 9.5,
Uh-huh.
and
But how much was your home then?
So the home in 1987 in Concord, California, was $127,000,
Mhm.
right? A lot of money back then.
Right.
And
Mhm.
then rates kept dropping and dropping and dropping, and
After
uh,
you own the house, right?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely,
And so I'm sure you earn a lot of money there.
maybe. But it was a personal residence,
Yeah,
so
of
there's
course. That is
yeah,
tax-free money.
tax-free money.
Yeah. So I mean, and there's a lot of people so worried about interest rate right now, and we are what on a high
Mhm.
6 to mid 7s right now,
Yeah,
right?
we
And
got it. We got so used to sub
to 3
three, three
to
and a
yeah,
half. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So I mean, the 1981 is not too far away, right? I mean, it's like 20 plus years ago. I mean,
No, your math is
20 plus years ago.
well. The plus
20
yeah,
plus years ago
that
is
helps you. The
yeah,
plus.
1981. That's when I was
No,
born, I think. No, that's a
right.
lie. That's a lie.
We're lying today.
I
Aren't we?
know, too much lies. Okay, so there are really ways of different ways of investing right now, right? So the normal kind of investment is when you get your banking, bank financing.
Standard bank financing,
Right.
which is probably 80%, 90% of all transactions.
Mm-hmm.
You go to the bank, you get
a
unless you're
loan.
all cash, right?
Yeah.
You get a loan from a bank.
Yeah, you get a loan from a bank, but obviously to get a loan from a bank, you need to be qualified
Yeah.
to repay that debt. And so
Mhm.
what that means is you need to provide your income documentation, your employment history, and all that stuff, right? Although, Rob, I mean the guidelines for bank guidelines changes depending on what's happening in the economy.
Mhm.
Example, there's this bank who has their portfolio products, right? That
Mhm.
they will allow you uh, to buy properties, primary residence, and they don't need income documentations.
Right.
So there are those kind of, but
Mhm.
those kind of financing, but it depends on the state. Every state, like here in Nevada, they don't allow that, but in California, they do.
Mhm.
There's also kind of financing right now that if you are an investor, you can buy a property by just providing 1 year of source of income. Example, if you have a bank statement and you can show that you have a year deposit, they will divide that into 12
Mhm.
and they will consider that that's your income. There's also kind of in that category, the investor product
Mhm.
is if the property that you are buying, um, the rental income on that is sufficient to pay for the property principal, interest, taxes, and
Mhm.
insurance, then you can get a loan.
Yeah. So if it's just break even, you can get a loan, and that's all they look at.
Right.
That's
So
yeah.
yeah, so there's creative financing right
Mhm.
now, but still you need to go to a bank
Mhm.
to get your financing.
Yeah.
Right. And
That's true.
yeah, and down payment assistance, we consider that a regular financing, right? People who needs down payment just because they don't have enough cash to put down payment. There's different kinds of programs like that
Mhm.
that people can take advantage
That's true.
to own a property.
That's
Right.
true.
And then there is this what you call
Creative financing. Creative financing is really, you're not going to the bank for your financing. You're really kind of looking at the seller to be your bank.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And we do a lot of 1031s.
Mhm.
And so we do this quite often.
Mm-hmm.
Seller financing.
What
right?
is 1031 first, Rob?
1031 is when you have an investment property and you're selling and you're transferring to another property and so
Mhm.
forth. And sometimes you need seller financing because you got more than one property.
Okay, so just in addition to your
Mhm.
1031 explanation, you wanted to do that because so that you don't pay taxes on the gain of the property that you sold. I mean, your taxes will be deferred on a
Deferred.
1031.
Not tax free, but
Not
deferred.
tax
Yeah.
free, but it's deferred.
Yeah.
You're deferring your
Mhm.
gain tax by finding another property to replace on that
Right.
property you sold.
Yeah. So when rates go up, right, like they
Mhm.
are right now,
Mhm.
sometimes there's more seller financing opportunities, right? When rates are low, there's less, the available seller financing is less.
Yeah.
But as rates go up, that inventory of seller financed properties goes up,
Yeah.
right? And so there's more opportunity
Mm-hmm.
when rates are higher to get seller finance. And seller financing, you can usually get rates lower than where the bank financing is. You can negotiate that, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Because their underlying notes are probably 2-3%. So why do they do it? To get their property sold at a good value, right?
Right.
So
Or the buyer needs it because maybe they already have too many real estate owned properties, and their debt to income ratio is already maxed out. They
Mhm.
cannot get a loan anymore. Seller financing is a good option.
Mhm.
Or if you have a bad credit, but you have money to
Mhm.
invest, seller financing would be a good option.
Yeah, seller financing is very powerful. And I just want to add something to seller financing that I like to do, especially when rates are at the top.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that is combining your retirement funds,
Mm-hmm.
right, into real estate with seller financing. So as you know, when you're investing your retirement account,
Mhm.
you really can't go out and get a bank loan, right? They won't loan to a retirement account,
Mhm.
right? But you can get seller financing, and so you can own something by yourself or with pooled people of similar like-minded sorts of goals,
Mhm.
and you can get seller financing. And the power of that is this: every time payments made, right, that's amortization, you're gaining and increasing your retirement account.
Mhm.
And then any appreciation, right, when you sell, there's no immediate tax.
Yeah.
Right, you can just sell, and depending on different types of retirement accounts, and we don't want to get into that, but
Mhm.
Roth is regular
Mhm.
and so forth. A Roth one, you'd never pay taxes on it, but you can do some powerful
Mhm.
things with seller financing because there's more of them now,
Mhm.
and your retirement accounts if you're willing to invest in real estate.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say something more about the retirement that you're talking about, Rob, because when we have a 401k, um, most of the 401k are invested into stocks and bonds,
Mhm.
right? So there are some employers that they will allow you to move some of your 401k to what we call the self-directed IRA, meaning you will have the ability to make a decision on where you want to invest that retirement funds.
Right.
If you're already separated from your employer, so that 401k becomes a retirement funds, you can do the same thing,
Mhm.
right? And what Robert is saying is you can use that money, you can invest that money to real estate,
Mhm.
right? Either by yourself or with other people to acquire a property and do a seller carry at the same time.
Yeah. And your money is secure because you're on title.
Yeah.
At least your retirement account is on title. Yeah.
Oops.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So, okay. So I guess Robert, you need to take care of the game too.
The game too. Well, that's going to require glasses. What? Let me see the questions.
These are the two questions.
Okay. So
It's easy.
same rules apply.
Yeah.
First one wins. Everyone with the correct answer is in the raffle.
Right.
So what is the alternative to bank financing? If you don't get that, then we know you're not listening. Right? What is the alternative to bank financing? What are some other ways to finance a property that I guess would be called creative? Right?
Yes. Ready.
Set. Go.
Go.
Whoa, that was quick.
Whew.
They are listening.
They are.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Okay.
That's
Very good.
impressive.
Very good. That was
Mhm.
like just one big blink of a
Yeah.
bank of
Keep
names.
answering. Actually,
Keep going.
the
Till the
answer
horn
is on
blows.
the
Yeah.
screen.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That was an easy game when we give you the answer on the screen.
Okay. What is the answer? You need to
Well, it
announce
was on
first
the
the
screen.
answer.
Oh, it's gone now.
Yeah.
Seller carry. Seller financing.
Seller
Either
carry,
one.
seller financing is the same.
Either one is correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So who won? 𝐼𝐸
Oh my
won. Yay!
goodness.
Congratulations. $50.
Quick fingers.
I
Quick
know.
fingers.
I don't think I can ever win in this game.
Yeah.
Okay, we have another question.
Okay, this one's tough. You
Tough?
really had, yeah, that's kind of
No,
tough.
no, it's not.
You got to really be listening,
Yes.
right?
Okay.
What year was the highest interest rate recorded
Ever
in
recorded in America?
We don't know if it's ever recorded
Well,
in modern time.
I researched that and it is.
Oh, okay. In recorded history of America, what year was the highest interest rate? And it was at 18.63%. What year was that? I was in college.
I was born. No, that's a lie.
That's a lie again.
Go.
Oh, they're already answering.
Oh, they already answered. Okay.
All right.
Wow. They are listening, Robert.
They are listening.
The game begins
So
in
good.
3,
So good.
Good job, guys. You
Thank
know,
you so much.
it's good to feel like someone's listening to you. That's rare for me, right? So that's good. Do we have a winner for the fastest?
Yeah, with the fastest finger. The answer is
1981.
yep, 1981. I can't believe that the rate is 18.63. Wow,
Yeah,
that is amazing. That is amazing.
that's true. That's a high rate.
I just wanted to calculate while we're waiting who's the winner.
Let me say one thing. There was a
Okay.
lot of seller financing going on in 1981, I guarantee you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because of the high interest rate.
Yeah. So if I were to calculate what is 300,000 payment on an 18.63
Yeah.
30-year term on a $300,000 worth of home, your payment would be $4,675 principal and interest. It's not even including the
At
taxes.
18.63%.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Oh
that's
my
hard.
goodness,
That's hard.
that's
Yeah,
tough.
that's tough.
Yep.
Let's hope we don't go there.
Yeah. Hopefully we're not.
I don't think we will. I think we're near the top.
Oh, there is the winner.
Who is it?
J.E. Manansala won.
Very
Congratulations,
good.
J.E.
Thank you, J.E., for
Yeah.
being quick. Right?
Right. Yep. So 1981. I mean, right now, interest rate is on a high 6 and mid 7s.
Sevens. Yeah.
Maybe 6.875 all the
it's
way
hovering,
to 7.625 or
Yeah.
something like that. That's why we're talking about the possibility of seller financing.
Yep.
I mean, it's not easy to find seller financing actually because it needs to be agreeable.
Easier now, but it's
Yeah.
not easy. You
Yeah.
need a good agent,
Mm-hmm.
right?
No, even let's say if you are a homeowner and you have a property that is really not performing good, I mean, your
You can
negative
look
cash
into it.
flow, and then with this declining market, you
Mhm.
probably can consider
You
seller
can, but you need to be
financing.
careful. There's more due diligence,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
Because you need to know the credit
Mhm.
availability. You need to
Mhm.
know there's enough money in. There's a lot of little variables to
Yes.
structure a
Right.
good seller carry. So
Mhm.
don't think you can just go out there and do it, right?
Yeah.
You need a good agent
Yeah.
by your
So
side.
both sides, if you're a seller, if you have property that's really
Mhm.
not performing well, and
Yeah.
if you're a buyer that you can't really get
Mhm.
good financing right now, then that's a good match
Yeah,
right there.
absolutely.
Yep. Okay. So I think we have question. We are now
Q&A.
entering to Q&A. Okay. So ask Robin Ning live.
Anything.
I hope we can answer
Ask anything.
this question.
To Ning. Ask.
Not me. Okay. From inbox, how much money do you typically have to put down to purchase an investment property? Great question. Yep. Okay. Mhm. So usually 20 to 25% is the down payment requirement for investment property. And again, guidelines changes depending on what's happening to the economy. Right now, that's where we are, depending on the type of program too, because there's a lot of loan programs out there, and depending on depending on the borrower scenario,
Mhm.
where can they fit on those different types of loan. So to answer this question, 20 to 25% would be a required down payment for investment property.
That's typical, right? So
Mhm.
there's some creative ways also to do less than that, but we'll discuss that at a different time.
Well, okay. And then there's also some other lender that will require you to put 30%,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So if you put 30%, then that means there's some good stuff in it. Like example, you probably don't need to you don't need to show income.
Mhm.
I heard one lender is not even doing an appraisal. They will just do their due diligence to check on the property, and they will lend you 70%.
Those are
So,
equity-based lenders,
right.
and it's all about the
Yeah.
equity. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's great. That's a great
Mhm.
question.
Yeah.
And yeah, it will be
Very
good for us
good
to know.
question.
Thank
If you're
you.
looking to invest, call us.
Yep. Hmm. Oh, and we will do the raffle right now. Are
And
we
then
ready
take
for
it-
that?
Are we taking more questions or doing the raffle?
Or we do the raffle?
We can do the first game one raffle.
Okay.
Game 1 raffle.
This is yeah. So whoever have the right answer on the game one,
If you put down the right answer, you're in the raffle, except for the person who won. Or
yes,
they're
yes,
excluded.
the person who won is not in the raffle
Yeah,
because
okay.
he already won.
Yeah.
See? $50 for this winner. Whoever wins, $50.
And the winner is.
Rodelisa Canto.
Oh, good job.
I think she won too last time.
Very
Good job, Rodelisa. And thank you for joining. Is there any other question, or are we going to go to game 2?
You have one more question.
Okay, we're going to answer another question before the game 2 raffle. And then after the game 2 raffle, we also have people who stayed in this experience. We will put you in a raffle and we'll pick 2.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yep.
true. For just staying through the
Mhm.
show, you get to be in a raffle.
Yeah.
That's most of them, right? I
Mhm.
hope.
Yeah. Do you want to read this, Rob, or you want me to read this?
Why don't you read it?
Okay, so do you plan on doing any investment seminars in person so we can learn more? I like
And who asked that question?
Let's go.
We would love to do in person,
Yes.
right? And
Mhm.
we do some seminars. We have
Mhm.
one that we're putting together right now here in Las Vegas.
Yeah. Mhm.
That will include TFC,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
They'll be joining us and sharing about TFC, and we'll do some investment sorts of topics as well.
Yeah.
And that is being planned right now. So we'll let you know on that. We're more than willing, because we reach out to all the PhilAm groups out there. If a
Yeah.
PhilAm group would like for us to come and
Mhm.
share what we know, we
Mhm.
can share everything we know in about 10 minutes.
Mhm.
That's all, or 20. We're more than happy to do that, and we'll travel there, and they just need to bring the people, and we'll be there.
Yeah. Yeah. And that would be very interesting topic because again, depending on what's happening around us in the economy, is really you need to be strategic on how you
Yeah.
should invest. Right. I mean, we mentioned earlier that for every season there's opportunity, and like Warren Buffett that
Yeah,
you
well-
example, right? So I mean, we just need to know how to position ourselves into that investing world.
And for us personally, for me especially, I'm going to maximize my retirement account
Mhm.
and do some creative financing
Yep.
and get some seller carry and
Try
do
to
that.
match it. Yeah.
And I'll do that with other people, and we'll all just
Mhm.
own some property and get those things cash flowing and build out our retirement accounts.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in that.
Yeah. Based on statistics, when the interest rate is going up, the tendency is the home values goes down.
Mhm.
When the interest rate goes down, the values of homes
Mhm.
goes up. So when we are looking for, I want a lower interest rate and a lower value,
Mhm.
the supply and demand will kick in, because if there will be a lot of buyers just because they want to buy on a low interest rate,
Mhm.
then there will be it will become a seller's market where if there's a lot of people buying, then they can raise their prices,
Mhm.
and you bid,
Yeah.
right? We experienced this already
Oh,
before, right?
absolutely, yeah.
Bidding war.
Bidding wars.
Yeah, and so that's why there is opportunity in a high interest
Mhm.
rate, because it's a declining market, right? Declining values of homes. The solution to change that high interest rate is when it goes down, because just like what you said, we were gonna hit the
Yeah.
the
high.
top the height the highest rate, right? And once once we get that highest rate, then the tendency is to go down. That's the next course of action,
Yeah.
right? And so once it's going down, then the value will start to climb up.
And I'm interested in doing like I call it seed financing. That is taking just a small amount of money.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to combine it with other people and go get on title with other people with
Yeah.
your retirement account,
Mhm.
small amounts.
Mhm.
And you drive down the seller carry and you build that out and you wait for the appreciation. It's very powerful.
And just really quick.
No.
Really quick. No, I just wanted to say this. Why do you think a lot of people invest in real estate? Like the well-known investors, they invest in real estate. Why? Well, because the real estate is a structure. You can see it.
Mhm.
You know, you can touch it. You can live in it if you wanted to, right? Not like the stocks and bonds. It's like imaginary that unless you cash it, you will see
Oh
the
no, my
appreciation.
stocks, I throw them up, I lay them. No, that's true. Financial assets are just, it's not tangible. Not tangible.
Right.
Yeah. It's a hard asset versus a financial
Right.
asset.
Yeah. So like people that invested before the crash of 2008, right? So some people held on to it because they can,
Mhm.
and they waited, and then when the market went back up, so they earned
Yeah.
something. So I mean, that's why people still recognize real estate as a good investment.
Mhm.
Okay, I did not listen to the bell.
No,
So
you
now,
didn't.
yeah, I
You're,
know. I'm
you're
sorry.
a bad,
Okay, so now we're gonna go to
bad-
raffle of game 2. Spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel.
Hard, harder. Oh, it's not. Ooh.
And the
Oh,
winner is
Amy Sam.
Amy Sam.
Amy, thank you for
won.
joining. Congratulations. So now, is there any more questions? No more questions?
I don't think we have enough time. You really just,
I know.
you got to have quick answers.
Right. Okay. Oh,
Oh, there is a
there's
question.
another one. Okay. Despite the current economy, do you still advise buying a property even at a high interest rate or refinance?
Yes. I mean, that is a good time to buy is at a high interest rate. Now, for me, I like the seller financing, right? Because you can get lower rates than maybe being financing,
Mhm.
right? So I would look for one of those.
Mm-hmm.
If you do it with your retirement account, even more powerful. But even if you're just investing,
Mhm.
hard-earned dollars, it's a great time because, as Ning just explained, when rates start to drop, values go back up.
Yeah. To answer that question,
Yes,
my opinion.
that's a good time to buy.
Yeah, my opinion is a good time to buy.
Yeah.
Interest rate is high, but when the interest rate goes down and the value of your home
Mhm.
goes up, then
Mhm.
that's when you refinance to take
Yeah.
advantage of the
Yeah,
lower
that's
rate. At
true.
least you already have that property.
Mhm. That's exactly right.
Yeah, that's a great question.
Great question.
Love it. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the raffling the people who stayed in this experience. Thank you so much,
That many
guys.
people stayed all
I
the way
know.
through.
Yeah,
Oh, that is wonderful.
yeah. Thank you for all your questions, and then just
That's
remember.
a lot of people.
I know. How many? Oh wait, the winner. Oh, Charlene! Charlene Crystal, thank you so much for watching.
Congratulations, Charlene.
From South Carolina.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you for joining. Hopefully you learned something.
Yeah.
Let's go invest.
Charlene and Madison.
Yep.
Share
Another
that with
$50.
Madison. You share that with Madison.
Lorena Marquez.
Yes.
Congratulations, Lorena, and thank you for
Congratulations.
staying in our Facebook
Yep.
Live. So this is the
What's this one now?
this is the
For sharing?
no, the games that we posted weeks ago, a
No.
week or 2 weeks
So
ago.
we have one more raffle.
So the one who liked our video, Rob's video, the people who liked it, shared and post in their Facebook account is automatically included in this raffle, and it's
Thank you for
$100.
sharing that video.
Yeah. So we are doing this Facebook Live once a month.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're just trying to do is trying to, learn with each other, and giving you updates on what's going on with the economy, and maybe give you some insights about investing, and about finances, how we can better our lives. Anything that has something to do with money, home, and retirement is all that we're talking about here.
Yeah. And if you have any questions about, investing in these times, whether it's with bank financing and portfolio or seller carry or retirement accounts or whatever, we would love to help you.
Yeah.
And you just need to give us a call.
Give
right?
us a call, 888-860-9530.
That was 48.
Okay,
So, try again.
888-860-9530, or you can message us here. There are people messaging us already,
That's
Rob.
true.
Yeah, so we thank you for that.
Yeah.
And just rest assured that we will respond to you accordingly.
As we're
We
working
greatly
on
appreciate.
season 4
Yeah.
for TFC. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so here we go. Here is the $100 raffle.
$100. Can I get in?
Huh?
Oh.
No, you did not share your video.
Oh.
Okay. And the winner is, for $100, Birds the Kanay. Birds the Kanay. The Kanay. I think, yeah. Congratulations, Birds.
Hey.
Congratulations for sharing our
Congratulations.
Facebook account
Yes.
and Rob's videos and
Yes.
liking the video.
Very
So
good.
hopefully next month when you see a video about the topic, you join us too. If you don't know how to share or how to post in your account, reach out to us because we definitely can help.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there anything else?
I think we're pretty close to the end of this Facebook
Yeah.
Live, and it was fun.
Thank
Right.
you for spending your weekend with us, at
Mhm.
least your Saturday with us. Hopefully we learned something.
Yeah, and if you have any topics that you would like for us to share at a future Facebook Live that you think would be a good sort of segment, reach out to us and we'll consider that, because sometimes you have things that you want to know,
Yeah.
right? And we can do it in Q&A, but if it's something that we think we could spend a whole Facebook Live on,
Yeah.
we're more than willing to do that.
Yeah, because we have a lot of topics in mind, but we're trying to match it with the current events of what's going on,
Yeah.
right? Because it matters on our decision making. So but if you think that there is more that you wanted us to talk about, then we would love to hear
Yeah,
and explore
your
that.
cell
I'm
phone's
sorry.
having
Yeah, I don't know
trouble
what's
there.
happening. Yes. Just ignore.
Okay.
Okay, so thank you so much, guys, for joining, and we'll see
Yeah,
you
we
again
look
next
forward
month.
to seeing you again next month, and we don't know if it's going to be here in Vegas or in
California.
California or some other state.
Yeah, maybe in Paris.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We're gonna bring Adrian to Paris.
Yeah.
Okay.
So thank you again. Reach out to us. If you would like some more information, just give us a call. Ning gave you the number. And again, join us next month for another Facebook Live. Until then,
Hi.
Bye.
Bessie, I saw you. Hi. She's from Vegas.